Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you work in medical billing or revenue cycle management, then you've definitely seen duplicate claim or duplicate service denials with CO-18 denial code. Most AR callers struggle with duplicate denials. But here's the truth. CO-18 denials are actually one of the easiest denials to fix if you follow the right process. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to handle them like an experienced AR specialist. Step by step. By the end of this video, you'll confidently resolve any duplicate denial, without confusion, without back and forth, and without delays. So let's start with a simple question. What is CO-18 or duplicate denial? A duplicate denial happens when the insurance company believes that you billed the exact same service more than once for the same patient on the same date. This means the payer sees identical information, same patient, same date of service, same provider, and the same CPT code, and then rejects it as a duplicate entry instead of paying it again. In simple words, if the insurance company finds a claim looks exactly same like one already received or processed, then insurance company deny the claim for duplicate. That's it. But the truth is, most beginners don't know this. Many duplicate denials are not actually duplicates. They happen because of billing errors, missing modifiers, system delays, or premature resubmission. So if you understand this clearly, it will help you decide when to fight the denial and when to close it. Let's understand why duplicate denials happen and explore the hidden reasons every AR caller must know. There are 5 major reasons why CO-18 occurs, and every expert AR caller knows these by heart. Reason number 1. The claim was actually submitted twice. This can happen when the billing team accidentally double-clicks the submit button. Sometimes the clearinghouse sends the claim twice. And in some cases, the EHR or EMR system auto-generates duplicate batches. So what should you do as an AR caller? Just check the original claim status. If it has already been processed or paid, close the duplicate claim. That's it. No rocket science. To avoid this type of duplicate denial in the future, don't resubmit claims too early, and make sure no one double-clicks the submit button. Reason 2 for duplicate denial is this: claim resubmitted too early. This type of duplicate denial happens when the billing team submits the claim again, before the original claim has finished processing with the payer. Even if the first claim is still pending or under review, sending another claim too soon makes the payer's system think, this claim looks identical to one we already have. So the payer automatically flags the second submission as a CO-18 duplicate claim. In simple words, payers always check whether a previous claim is actively processing. If the first claim is still pending, the system assumes the second one is a duplicate. No matter how valid the service is, the early resubmission triggers a duplicate denial. As an AR caller, you do not resubmit the claim again while the first claim is still processing, and wait until the payer finishes adjudicating the original claim. If the original claim takes too long, call the payer to get a status update rather than resubmitting. Reason number 3 for duplicate denial is this: repeat service was billed without the proper modifier. This type of denial happens when the patient actually receives the same type of service more than once on the same day, but the claim is not coded in a way that shows the difference between the first service and the second one. Imagine a patient comes to the hospital early in the morning for right leg surgery. Later on the same day, the patient returns because they suddenly need left leg surgery for another issue. These are 2 separate surgeries. Both surgeries are medically necessary. Both surgeries were performed on the same date. Both surgeries must be billed and reimbursed separately. But here's the problem. If you bill both surgeries without the correct modifiers, the insurance system cannot understand the difference between both surgeries. And the payer system tells that it looks like you are billing the same surgery twice. And that is why the payer denies the second one as a duplicate denial. CO-18. Now, let us understand what a modifier is and why modifiers matter so much. Modifiers are two-digit codes added to CPT or HCPCS procedure codes to give extra information about the service performed. They do not change the actual procedure, but they explain how, where, or why the service was done so the payer can process the claim correctly. For example, if two services look the same on paper, a modifier tells the payer the same service was done on a different body part, or the service was separate and distinct from previous services, or the service was done more than once, or the same service was done by another provider, etc. These modifiers help prevent duplicate denials, ensure correct payment, clarify special circumstances, and avoid claim rejections. Example: if a provider performs two different procedures on the same day, we add modifiers like 25 or 59 to show they are separate services. Without the modifier, the payer cannot see the difference, so they simply assume it is a duplicate. Here you should understand which modifiers you should use and when. You can use modifier 76 for repeat service when Dr. A performs the first surgery, and the same doctor, which is Dr. A, performs the second surgery on the same day. This tells the payer that the service was repeated, not duplicated. Similarly, you can use modifier 77 for repeat service by a different doctor. When Dr. A performs the first surgery, Dr. B performs the second surgery on the same date. This shows the payer that two different providers delivered the service. You can use 59 when two services look similar but are actually different. Both may use the same CPT code, but the service was performed at a different site or for a different reason. For example, a patient gets two ultrasounds using the same CPT code, one on the right kidney, one on the left kidney. Both are valid and medically necessary, but done on different organs. Modifier 59 tells the payer, these are not duplicates, these are two separate services. You can also use modifier 91 for a repeat lab test on the same day when the same test must be done again to check changes in the patient's condition. For example, potassium level checked at 10 a.m., then again at 4 p.m. Both tests are required for patient safety, so modifier 91 must be added. Overall, if you miss modifiers, it may be 76, 77, 59, or 91. The insurance system cannot understand the difference between the first service and the second one. So the payer denies the second claim as CO-18, duplicate service. As an AR caller, you should check the medical records or claim notes to confirm the service was actually repeated. Identify which modifier fits the situation, and ask the billing or coding team to add the correct modifier and resubmit the corrected claim. Once the correct modifier is added, the payer clearly understands that both services are different, valid, and medically necessary, and the duplicate denial gets resolved smoothly. Reason number 4 for duplicate denial is this: the secondary insurance was billed before the primary insurance finalized the claim. This happens when the provider sends the claim to the secondary insurance before the primary insurance has finished processing it. Secondary payers always need the primary EOB. Without it, they cannot calculate the remaining balance. When this happens, the secondary payer checks their system and says, "Primary insurance has not finalized this claim." So this claim looks like a duplicate or incomplete submission, and they deny it with CO-18 duplicate, or sometimes CO-22, coordination of benefits issue. As an AR caller, you should wait for the primary insurance to finalize the claim. Once the primary insurance company releases the EOB, explanation of benefits, download it, and attach the EOB and resubmit the claim to the secondary insurance company correctly. When the secondary payer receives the primary EOB, they can clearly calculate the patient balance, coinsurance, deductible, or copay, and the denial gets resolved easily. A clearinghouse or payer system error is the 5th reason for a duplicate denial. Sometimes the provider submits the claim correctly, but the clearinghouse or the payer system accidentally reads it as two separate submissions. This can happen because of technical glitches, claim transmission delays, system updates, or duplicate data entries inside the payer's software. When this happens, the payer's system thinks, this claim has already been received once. The second one looks like a duplicate. So even though the provider sent only one claim, the system mistakenly generates a CO-18 duplicate denial. As an AR caller, your job is to call the insurance company and verify if the claim was actually received twice or if it was a system error. If it is a system error, the payer usually reprocesses the claim internally. No corrected claim is needed unless the payer specifically requests it. Once the payer reprocesses the claim on their end, the denial is cleared and payment is released normally. Till now, you have understood what duplicate denials are and the common reasons why they happen. Sometimes it's a system mistake, sometimes the secondary insurance was billed too early, sometimes a modifier was missing, and sometimes the claim was truly sent twice. Now let me walk you through a simple and powerful 5-step framework that can help you resolve any duplicate denial with confidence. This framework makes the process easy, clear, and stress-free, even when the denial looks complicated. If you master this, you'll close duplicate denials in under 2 minutes. Your first step is to open your practice management system, or PMS, or your clearinghouse portal. Here you must check what exactly happened with the claim one by one. First is prior submission, to check if this claim was already sent before second is claim date, to confirm the date when the claim was submitted the first time. Third is batch number, to verify if the claim went out in more than one batch. Fourth is clearinghouse status, to check whether the claim was accepted, rejected, or forwarded twice. Fifth is duplicate transmission, to verify if the system accidentally sent the same claim more than once. In this step, your goal is simple: find out whether this claim was already submitted earlier. Once you confirm the submission history, you can decide whether the denial is a real duplicate or just a system error. Your second step is to log into the payer portal or call the payer directly, talk to the insurance representative, and ask for the exact status of the first claim. This helps you understand why the denial happened, whether the payer already had the claim or their system could not find it at all. This simple information shows you if the original claim was processed or not, and it helps you choose the correct action to fix the duplicate denial. Once you know the status, paid, pending, denied, or not on file, you will clearly understand what to do next and how to solve the duplicate denial the right way. Your third step is to match the basic details of the original claim with the duplicate one. In this step, you need to check CPT codes, date of service, DOS, rendering provider, units billed, modifiers used. If all these details are exactly the same as the earlier claim, the payer will always consider it as a duplicate claim. This quick check helps you understand whether the denial is valid or if something is different and needs to be corrected. Now that you know the status of the earlier claim, it's time to take the correct action. This step is very important because choosing the wrong action can create more denials. If you see that the original claim has been paid, then the second one is definitely a duplicate. In this case, close the duplicate claim as paid on original claim. No further action is needed. If the original claim is still under process, in review, pending, or awaiting response, never resubmit the claim again. Resubmitting will create more duplicates and delay payment. Just wait for the final decision on the original claim. Sometimes the original claim may have been denied for some other reason, like missing info, invalid codes, no auth, incorrect modifiers, etc. In this case, you must correct the original claim, not the duplicate one. Fix the error and resubmit only the corrected original claim. If the patient really received the same service more than once on the same day, then it is not a real duplicate. But you must show this clearly by using the correct repeat service modifiers, like modifier 76 for repeat procedure by the same provider, modifier 77 for repeat procedure by a different provider. Using the proper modifier tells the payer that it was a genuine repeat service, not a billing mistake. If a secondary claim is denied as duplicate CO-18 because the payer did not receive the primary insurance EOB, then the denial is not a true duplicate. It happens because the secondary payer cannot calculate what portion they owe until they see what the primary paid, what the primary adjusted, what the patient is responsible for. Without this information, the secondary payer assumes the claim is incomplete, and their system may automatically categorize the resubmission as a duplicate denial. Your final step is proper documentation. This is not optional. It's one of the most important habits of an expert AR caller. Good documentation shows your accuracy, your professionalism, and how responsibly you handle claims. So, every time you work on a duplicate denial, make sure you record these details. First is called reference number. Always note the reference number given by the payer representative. This number proves that you called and helps track the conversation if any issue comes up later. Second is representative's name. Write the name of the representative you spoke to. This tells everyone exactly who gave the information and makes follow-up easier. Third is exact status of the original claim. Clearly mention what the payer told you about the original claim, such as paid, pending, denied, in review, awaiting medical records, reprocessed. You can understand a denied claim much better when the claim status notes are clearly mentioned. Fourth is payment date or pending date. If the claim is paid, write the payment date. If it is pending, write the pending date or the date the payer will work on it. This helps avoid confusion for the next person who checks the claim. Finally, always write what you will do next, such as close the duplicate, wait for 30 days, resubmit corrected claim, send primary EOB, follow up with billing team, request reconsideration. This makes your work clear and easy to understand. This is important because good documentation means anyone reading your notes can understand the full situation without calling again. It saves time, rework, confusion, duplicate efforts, delays. Now, I hope the concept of duplicate claim denials is crystal clear to you. But if you still have any confusion, feel free to message me directly on WhatsApp at 9999653819. You can also join my WhatsApp group to get regular updates on all types of denials, resolutions, and US healthcare job openings. The link is given in the description. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends and colleagues. It might help them grow in their career too. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss future updates and so that I can keep bringing more value to you. Now, let's move to the mock call. In the second part of this video, I'll give you a live AR caller demo showing exactly how to handle and resolve a duplicate claim denial on a real-time call.